नाज़रीन वेलकम टू टॉकिंग बिजनेस। मैं हूं अली नासिर। आज का खुसूसी प्रोग्राम नाज़रीन पाम ऑयल पर होगा और इसके लिए हमने एक खुसूसी मेहमान को दावत दी है जो कि हमारे दोस्त मुल्क मलेशिया से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं और ये हमें बताएंगे कि पाम ऑयल क्या होता है, उसकी ट्रेड किस तरह से हो रही है और पाकिस्तान में उसका इस्तेमाल क्या क्या है। तो सबसे पहले आपका तारुफ कराता चलूँ अपने मेहमान से जो कि हैं फ़ायरोज़ हिज्ज़र साहब। वेलकम टू द शो फ़ायरोज़ साहब। और ये मुंसलिक हैं MPOB मलेशियन पाम ऑयल बोर्ड के साथ और इनसे हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे कि पाम ऑयल क्या होता है और इसके क्या क्या इस्तेमाल हैं। First of all, Mr. Fairoz, we would like to welcome you on our show and our viewers would like to know what palm oil is. Please explain in detail.
Okay, anyway, thank you for inviting me for this program. As you may aware, even the viewer outside there, actually palm oil is one of the 17 edible oil that been consumed globally. So you may aware there is a soya bean oil, sunflower oil, cotton oil. So like those others oil, palm oil is also one of these oil being consumed globally. So basically the palm oil originate from Africa. It was firstly planted in Malaysia and Indonesia in the 1938 and 1940. The first was intention as the ornamental plant. However, when the Malaysia get independence, so one of the vision by the government at the time to elevate poverty. So what happened, the Malaysian government was set up FELDA. It is one of the Federal Land Development Authority. So they identify what is the crop that can be used by the farmers and generate income. So at that time palm oil been identified. Naturally, because during the British time palm oil been consumed even by the British people. They extract the oil. Even in Africa they still having the same practice at the moment. They extract the oil and then use the oil for the frying, and then what happened, they found out the oil is so good for that purpose. It's a stable oil. So it was starting of the what we call it new era of the palm oil globally, because I think everyone may aware or may know that palm oil and Malaysia are very synonym. When you are talking palm oil, nevertheless you still have to somehow relate with the Malaysia. So generally, but it's not originally from Malaysia. It was bring out by the British. The original plant was in Africa. What we do, we improve the plant, and now the variety that what we have at the moment is plant or improved material. Where the plant itself, as you can see, I think there is the cross section of the oil or the fruit. Basically from one type of fruit is similar like your dates or kaju. You have the outer layer which is mesocarp where you can extract the oil.
Yes.
Where we call it palm oil. In contrast, the seed itself, you also can extract another type of oil which is similar to coconut oil. Naril.
You mean to say that both the fruit and the seed both have separate oil and both are useful?
Yes, but these two oil basically are different properties, but both can be used in the as a edible or non-edible purpose.
So this is a very important thing, and I think it must be very useful financially for those people who are growing this.
Definitely. In fact, in Malaysia itself, the palm oil is the biggest what call it agriculture plant. It contributed about 7 to 8% of GDP in terms of that as an agriculture product. In terms of the overall industries, including the process, in terms of the product then produced by palm oil, you can say it contributed about 10% of gross domestic produce in Malaysia. 10% of
so
our...
just one agricultural product contributes more than 10% of your GDP.
Yeah.
And I think Pakistan should also learn from this, that we can also perhaps use our agrarian products for positive purposes. One thing I would like to ask you, When you have these plantations, obviously, how do you regulate them that all of them are standardized and all the plants are of that quality? Is there a system in place?
Yeah, first of all, actually there is one designated body which is Malaysian Palm Oil Board at the moment. All activities related to palm oil in Malaysia, somehow or indirectly or directly, they have to be licensed by us. So if you want to have the nursery that produce the planting material, first of all you have to be licensed by us. So we will control from the starting point. So in Malaysia, every single trees that you see commercially, actually they are from the approved planting material. So that's why you can see the products are uniform. They have to meet certain standard or criteria that they have supposed to meet. Then only they can be in the industries. So not only that, the planting material, even the processing, even the milling, all these process or stages, they are bound to have to fulfill the regulation or requirement that been set up by Malaysian Palm Oil Board.
I would like you to go through the process of what happens after the fruit is collected. How do you extract the oil and what is the further on process?
Okay, first of all, if you see, actually this fruit is just like the dates.
Yes.
It's come in the bunches.
Right.
Okay, when the fruit are still early or young, the color is a little bit dark. It is totally is dark color. When it's going to be matured, alright, it's turned to be reddish. So when the fruits come to the reddish, this is the indication. It is timely that they have to harvest the fruit. Because when the fruit turn to be red, this is the stage where the oil being produced at that fruit rather than carbohydrate.
Yes.
So it just bearing the oil. So once the fruit is matured, red in color, we harvest it, we will send to the mill. First of all, the fruit has to be what we call it sterilized. Where this is the activity where we deactivate the enzymatic activity at the fruit, because we don't want the fruit become what we call it the damage. Because that is the activity later on. If you are not sterilized, the oil will be easily to be oxidized. So first the oil will be transferred to the milling. So this is the sector where you got the crude palm oil. At this stage, the crude palm oil, the color are really like the fruit itself. Is very reddish in color. Then only from this crude oil, they will filter, they will refine. It's like a sugar process where you will be remove the color, some of the portion of the color where it become.
That's why we see this more
yellow,
transparent version of oil.
Initially is a reddish. Supposedly is a reddish in color.
So this is perhaps the process in which to some degree the color is changed. Later on, obviously, other industrial process may also continue on it. Is it so?
No, whatever they extract, they remove the color. Basically, the color is not changed, they remove the color. However, actually, the removal of this color somehow actually is also remove part of
some of the properties.
Yeah, like a vitamin.
Yes.
So it's like your sugar.
Okay.
Your brown sugar and white sugar. Actually, naturally, it should be a little bit like brown.
Yes.
Even the rice.
Yes.
What we do are polishing. So similar, this oil, they also polish. But the polishing of the oil, they are not called polishing, but rather than they call it a refining. But actually the same, what we call philosophy.
Yes.
You got polish the rice, you polish the sugar. So similarly, just remove whatever the people, actually the consumer preference, they prefer to have very light color of oil. Actually, naturally, this oil should be a red.
So after this commercial process, obviously the oil extracted can then be used for commercial purposes and other purposes to produce food and non-food items. I would like you to discuss what are the food items and non-food items that are produced from this and what may be a subsequent process.
Basically, once the oil has been refined, basically is already what we call it in the grade of edible. It can be used for any other purpose, actually for the consumer of human. It's just, you know, very nutritive values there. Generally the oil,
Yes.
basically like other oil they use for frying. What is the most common use of oil? But rather than frying, actually you can use the oil for other purposes, such as to make banaspati, which is the main use in Pakistan. They can produce margarine. They also can be incorporated in others food product.
Mr. Fairoz, we have to take a short break, and after that break we will continue our conversation about which other items are produced by palm oil.
Yeah, sure.
नाजरीन, अभी लेते हैं हम एक छोटी सी ब्रेक के बाद वापस आते हैं और पाम ऑयल के ऊपर अपनी गुफ्तगू को जारी रखेंगे. लेट्स टेक अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक. नाज़रीन, वेलकम बैक आफ्टर द ब्रेक. हमारे साथ मेहमान मौजूद हैं फ़ायरोज़ हिफ्ज़र साहब, जो कि MPOB से मुंसलिक हैं और ये हमें बता रहे हैं पाम ऑयल के बारे में. अब थोड़ा हम इनसे पूछेंगे जो इस्तेमाल होती है पाम ऑयल, वो कौन सी ऐसी अशिया हैं जो कि या तो खाने पीने की होती हैं या अशिया खुर्दनोश आम इस्तेमाल की, उनमें कौन कौन सी ऐसी अशिया हैं जिस पर ये इसेंशियल कॉम्पोनेंट है. फ़ायरोज़ साहब, before the break, we were talking about the uses of palm oil, especially in food and non-food items. You told us that edible oil is one of those things that is the main usage of palm oil. I'd like you to mention few other products that are being developed or some innovations that are being done to develop new products with palm oil.
In terms of the innovations, we do a lot of research and development in our office in Malaysia. In fact, if I told you, probably some of the things may quite consider new for you. Such as we now develop the palm oil. Even we can produce cheese with the palm oil. Even we can produce the sausages from palm oil. Even there's, for example, a few others, you know, in the food sectors. But in terms of, let's say, you are talking about non-food, even we now even can produce a lot of petroleum replacement or petroleum substitution material. Even in Malaysia, we are producing, you know, the cushion like a leather, make it from palm oil. Even the ink, even car component. Our national car in Malaysia, they do some part we can use made it from even from the palm oil.
Palm oil, you make parts for your cars with palm oil?
No, basically it's just like the petroleum substitution item, you know. Basically the oil, not only palm oil, all the edible oil is just a change of carbon. Similarly, petrol product also a change of carbon. That's why, for example, in cosmetic, initially most of the cosmetic they're using the petroleum based product for your cream, for your lotions. But when the people, the human realize that this product actually somehow can be harmful, you know, so they change to a product that's environment friendly. So that's the starting point. How the people start use edible oil, including palm oil, for cosmetics, for such as for this unedible usage, even for your toiletries, your lotion, and that's all. Okay, basically the edible oil is just a range of change of carbon, similarly like petroleum. So basically, when you know the basic of this chemistry, these two products can be interchangeable. So that's why initially the people are using the cosmetic product where they are producing from the petroleum based material. But later on they find out that this product actually is not that good for the environment. So the people are now more concerned about environment. So they turn to use a more natural product, such as from the edible oil including the palm oil. So the palm oil now are getting popular for the non-food application, particularly for the personal care product. That's why you can see a lotion